here was question 2. Question 2 asks you to use print and print line statements to display your full name, but with large letters for the first letter of your first and last name. So the other Java teacher is named Jesky Glenn, and here's her large J and large G. So here I am, and I'm just starting out on mine. My name is David Dobrovich, and so I've got a kind of a large D here. It's not the best D, but it's recognizably a D. I want to show you how I'm thinking about this so that way you can do it for your own. So I can't think about the way that I would actually draw a D by hand. If I was drawing a D by hand, I would draw down and then back up and then around. But Java print statements can only print one line at a time. And once a line is displayed, it can only go down to the next one. You can't go backwards. So I can't display these in that order and then go back up and display these. So that means that I have to think about my problem differently. I have to think about displaying just these ones first, then just these ones, then just those ones. So let me show you the code that I'm using to do this. Here's my code. And as you can see, I have a print line statement for each line of my output display. And what's inside the quotes is what actually gets displayed. So you can kind of see the D there. If I want to add the rest of my first name, except I've used stars. Let's use uppercase Ds. Okay, there we go. So let me add the rest of my first name. So that looks pretty good. If I want to add my last name now, you might think, okay, let's copy these and let's paste them, and we'll start making the Dobrovich part like this. The problem with this is if I run it, it's going to display vertically David Dobrovich, but I want it to display horizontally the way that it looks inside the exercise prompt. I need it to look this way. So just like you did when you were making your initial letter, I have to think about a single print statement that will display the entire first line of both names. So all the J's and then all the G's. And then another statement that displays the entire second line. So I can't actually do this, so I'm going to delete it. And instead, I want to do something like this. I'm going to put a bunch of spaces, and I'm going to start my next D out over here. Oops. Start my next D over here. Well, here, let me do the typing, and you come back in a second. Okay, there we go. So you can see the number of print statements I have is the same as the number of rows in my output. But I need to display all the way across everything that I want to output. Great, so that looks pretty good. David Dobrovich. So use those same ideas now and create your name.